This is part 4. It's important to go back to listen to others so you have a better understanding, because it's like from start to finish. Part 1's about my mom's ex banging on the door to me being taken to the first hospital, and then part 2's me being involuntarily taken to the second hospital, and part 3 is again more of the hospital abuse and how it wasn't just me they were doing that to. If I seem like rambly at all, it's really difficult because I'm basically triggering and like reliving everything I'm talking about, so I'm trying to like push through it the best I can so I can get it out, because silence just lets them get away with it, and talking about it at least makes it known, and that helps me cope with it, thinking that maybe just one person is listening and empathetic and is on my side. I didn't know they were secretly drugging me, and I have a heart condition, and I told them many times that I had a heart condition, and each time I told them, they acted like it was the very first time they ever heard it, and that no one had told them. And I was like, I just told this person, I told the psychiatrist, I told this nurse, I told the doctors, I told anyone who would listen. It's in my chart. Like, they would see it, and they just weren't looking. But apparently their favorite thing to do, according to my health chart, was secretly sprinkle it in juice and enjoyed watching me drink it, I guess. And that would actually explain why I was acting so not good at all. Like, it wasn't, I was so confused on so much on why I felt certain ways, and that would explain it, because it was starting from the very first hospital that they were doing it, and I didn't know. And I don't have any mental illnesses, so to do that to someone who doesn't have any and not assessed, you're just asking to F up their brain. I mean, now I have issues. It's really hard to go from normal, like you're completely fine, to PTSD and anxiety and panic attacks and all this stuff because of what they did to me at the hospital and the drugs. Even the drugs had side effects. People might not know. There is involuntary movements that antipsychotics can do and stuff. And it can last a lifetime, even from just one time. And from the church, they didn't do this one time. And it wasn't with my permission. And because of that, I do have involuntary. I have involuntary movements, and it's actually very frustrating. It's kept me from doing things I love, like singing, because suddenly sometimes my head will move, or my mouth, or like my face will scrunch or something. Involuntary smirking or laughing at like a thought or anything. That's all from everything the hospital put me through, and I never had it before. And so whenever I see people like with Tourette's, I feel like I kind of knew just briefly what they're going through, and how horrible it is to do that and go through that, especially if it just never was a thing before. And no, I don't have Tourette's, but seeing people with Tourette's actually can trigger negative memories. That kind of makes me have like a movement that I hadn't had in a while. So I try to avoid any TikToks that come up that are like that. An example of what I meant previously by them drugging me and me being confused on what was happening, because remember, they also didn't give me water for over 12 hours, like that night, and that this had happened. I had smelled popcorn, and I was going to sleep, and all I could smell was popcorn. So I thought I was eating popcorn, and I was choking on popcorn. And I mean, I didn't have any popcorn. But I called somebody, and I was panicking, and I was like, I'm choking. I legit thought I was choking. It felt like it. And so she came in, she started doing this thing, a hook, and rubbing my leg like this. And I don't know why she did it, but she did that, and it wasn't helping. I was just like, I am choking. And then I like got up because I was worried I was gonna die on this popcorn that wasn't there. And she just rolled her eyes because I collapsed, because my body was so exhausted too, and everything they put me through, and the drugs they had put in me that shouldn't have been there at all. I wasn't properly nourished. I had fell onto the floor. And another nurse came in. Unlucky to me, it was actually my old middle school bully, which made things 10 times worse. Thankfully, she was actually nice, which was weird, and she asked her why I was on the floor or whatever, and the girl said she's pretending. And I was so upset because I legit thought I was dying, choking on this popcorn. And I didn't just throw myself on the floor pretending. Like, she thought I just couldn't breathe right. And I was just thinking, oh, they don't give a shiz if I live or die. I better just try and crawl up this side of this bed, go back, and just like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen in the bed. They don't care. I'm just gonna choke in the bed and wait till they leave. So it was really upsetting. I'm laughing, but I was really upset. I thought they legit didn't care about my life, and I mean, they didn't. And so after I talked to the roommate across from me, and she was like my friend in there, that I could talk to about everything they were doing, and she talked to me too, and I felt like very protective, trying to help her, because the other lady in there, she wasn't very nice, but I'll mention that in another one if you stick around that long, because sorry, I kind of got distracted.